guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Before we get going, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on those post notifications so you are notified every time I do post. And let's go ahead and get going. Thank you again so much. My name is Hope. I battle with several chronic illnesses, and currently, as you know, we're all facing this pandemic situation. I don't want YouTube to delete this, so I'm not going to say the name, but we all know kind of what's going on. But basically, this video, I have a few special guests here with me today. What we're doing is just we're gonna hear from them how this situation our world is in is affecting them in their everyday lives and how it affects them with chronic illness. And then lastly, I will my part at the very end. This was pre-recorded, and so my audio is still not very good. I did partly a voiceover because, as you can tell, I do have a microphone now that I am using, but my audio still sucks on the pre-recorded stuff. But it's still not like, you can still at least hear part of it. So, but I didn't want you to deter from this video because of my audio, so I wanted you to hear from these lovely people first. They're awesome videos that they took time out of their day to explain to you guys what it's really like, and so I wanted to make sure that they have that chance to do so. I'll roll the tape and I'll see you at the end. I hope you enjoy the videos. So first up here we have Sara from Sara's Family Vlogs and Sara's Story.
Hi, I'm Sara from Sara's Family Vlogs and Sara's Story, and I have many chronic illnesses, including POTS and Hashimoto's. If I got sick from COVID-19, it could be deadly. My body is already attacking itself. Try to imagine if my body was fighting off the virus too. My heart rate could get so scary high to the point where I feel like I'm having a heart attack. My breathing could become so shallow and so hard to catch that without medical intervention, it could be over for me right there. And if so many others are sick too, there could be a shortage of beds and I wouldn't have any medical help even if I needed it. Game over. But let's say I was able to get help. I would be masked and gowned from my car, and depending on the severity of my symptoms, taken straight to the ICU and completely cut off from my family. No visitors ever. Isolated. Alone. Surrounded by medical equipment and staff who are just learning how to help the chronically ill with this virus. Even healthy people have died from the coronavirus. If I got bad enough, there would come a point I would need to be sedated to save my life. Again alone, and never knowing if I will wake up again. Never knowing if I'd see my family ever again. Now there are rumors that people think they already had COVID-19 2 to 4 months ago because they had weird flu-like symptoms and didn't test positive for strep or the flu. Do not fall for this. This causes people to feel relaxed that they are already immune, so they don't stay home and then bam! They are sick and have already gotten so many others sick before their symptoms even started. If you get sick, your symptoms could be so mild that they are just a little bit annoying. But for me and so many others, it could be deadly. It could be deadly. Be responsible. Let's stop the spread by staying home. It will save lives.
And next up here we have Aimee Esther from Aimee Esther on YouTube.
Hey guys, I am Aimee Esther and I have a lot of chronic illnesses. So a little bit about me: I have POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. I have Hashimoto's disease, which is an autoimmune disease that affects the thyroid. I also have endometriosis, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. I have a small intestine bacterial overgrowth or SIBO. I have IBS, leaky gut syndrome, chronic migraines, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, all the things I have going on. And I was asked to talk a little bit today about the risks and the things that I've been thinking about with the coronavirus or COVID-19. So sorry you can hear my little one in the background. She is with my husband and it's hard to keep her not too loud. So hopefully that's okay with everyone. So I personally am not too nervous about getting the coronavirus myself. I am, however, pregnant as well on top of all those things. I'm also currently 20 weeks pregnant. So I'm about halfway through my pregnancy. So that part of it, I'm a little nervous for. Mostly because sometimes when you're pregnant, you can get certain conditions like the flu and those types of things worse than someone who is not pregnant. And so in that way, there's a possibility that it could be worse than normal. But so far the evidence with pregnancy doesn't show that there's any harm to the baby. Just mainly that I might be a little more sick than I would be if I wasn't pregnant, basically. So that makes me a little nervous. So of course I'm being careful. And of course, no matter what your current situation, you want to be careful to protect other people who are in the high risk category. But I personally don't feel like I am in the high risk category. So I've done some research on all the different chronic illnesses I have, and none of them cause me to be immunocompromised. So if you're taking immunosuppressants or something like that, then that can cause your immune system to be weaker. I personally am not, even though I do have an autoimmune disease. I've researched that disease and there seems to be no link between worsening symptoms of COVID-19 and the autoimmune disease, which I have. So I personally am not too nervous about it. Even though I have a ton of different chronic illnesses, I kind of look to the past of when I've had things that are like COVID-19. So COVID-19, from what I know of it, I'm not a doctor, but from what I know of it, it's similar to the flu or a really bad cold, RSV. It's kind of in that realm, except of course it is much more contagious than the flu and colds, and you can be asymptomatic for a while and spread it to other people without even knowing it. So that's the big problem with it. But I look back to when I've had things that are similar to what I've heard COVID-19 is. Now, I haven't had COVID-19. We've been pretty locked up in our house the past few weeks, so we have been safe from it so far. But from what I've heard of things similar to COVID-19, I look back to when I've had the flu and bad colds, and I never get them very severe. In fact, funny enough, my daughter and my husband, who don't have any chronic illnesses, like I do, ones that I deal with on a daily basis, they have some lung issues. My husband gets really bad bronchitis every time he gets a cold, and then my daughter also, she's had RSV and a few other colds and had a really hard time breathing with just regular colds. So I look back to that and I think for me, I'm actually not really nervous about getting it, besides of course that I'm pregnant. There's not a lot of information on pregnancy, but I think besides that, I don't think I would be at a big risk for being in the hospital, having really severe issues with it. I'm more nervous about my husband and my daughter. So what I would suggest for anyone who is struggling with, being nervous about if you have a chronic illness and nervous about if you get COVID-19 or whatever, I want you to think about how your lungs are. Do you have any lung issues? Do you get really bad colds? Do you, those types of things? Because if you just have a chronic illness, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have severe problems with COVID-19. So if you're like me and you have chronic illnesses, but you're not in that high risk category of a bad immune system plus having previous lung cancer or any other condition like that that makes you a little more high risk when it comes to COVID-19, then I really don't think you need to be nervous. Now, of course, we all want to do our part and stay home to keep those who are at high risk safe, but I just want to give you a little light and a little hope that just because you have a chronic illness does not necessarily mean that you are in a severe high-risk category. So I hope that helps anyone today. Again, I'm Aimee Esther, and it was really nice to meet all of you today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you're all staying safe and healthy at home, and I'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much, Sara and Aimee, for sharing and for being willing to take time out of your day to help share with the rest of us. You're both so inspiring. Both of these ladies I've met through the chronic illness community, just through YouTube and Instagram. So I've been so lucky to meet these lovely ladies. They both have been such a huge blessing. Next up, we have Teresa from Chronically Teresa, and I've actually known her for many years, and she's also been such a blessing. So I hope you enjoy her story as well.
Hey everybody, it's so nice to meet you here on Hope's channel. I'm Teresa, and I'm from the channel Chronically_Teresa. My channel, I talk about my life with Lyme disease and a whole host of other health issues that I have, and I'm really thankful to Hope for reaching out to me to do a collab, because this is my first ever collab and it's really exciting. I've known Hope since 2007, I believe is when it was. We met on a missions trip. It was my senior mission trip, so it was like the month or two after I had graduated high school, and she was a leader, and that's how we met. And so I've known her for a long time, and I love her to death. Thank you again, girl, for choosing me to be on your video. And I will try and make this short and sweet because I talk a lot. Okay, so first off, I know that she wanted me to talk about kind of what's been going on with just this crazy quarantine and this virus and all the things that are happening, and kind of give my thoughts as someone who is immunocompromised, and kind of how I've been dealing with it and that kind of stuff. So first off, I want to say that I think I'm I'm in the minority when it comes to immunocompromised people right now, because I'm not that severe in the sense of, I mean, I guess I am severe. How do I word this? So I don't have anything that could cause like an infection. Like I don't have a port, I don't have a feeding tube, I don't have anything in my body that has like an opening, basically, that could, I have to worry about changing dressings and all that kind of stuff. Also, as far as my treatments go, right now I'm strictly doing medications and like herbs and supplements and that kind of thing. I'm not actually doing any outpatient or inpatient, I don't know what it would call it, treatment. And so I'm very, very lucky in that sense of that this has not really affected my life personally very severely. I'm really just staying at home more, which realistically I kind of stay at home a lot anyways. So it's quite easy for me. I think honestly the way this has affected me personally the most is how it's affecting other people, which is so weird because yeah, like it is kind of scary because if I do get this, I could be really ill. Though I don't necessarily think that I am as likely to get very, very sick from this as say like someone like Hope is, who has, you know, she has her feeding tube, and I can't remember what that's called, but you know, the one in your stomach, and like a port and stuff. I know those people can be very more susceptible because they have open wounds and they have to change dressings and that kind of thing. And I don't know, I think I'm kind of in the minority, like I said, as far as immunocompromised people. But I have been noticing that a lot of my friends and even family members have been really affected by this quite severely. Recently, my uncle was just diagnosed with cancer, and his wife, my aunt, is not even allowed to go into doctor appointments with him or treatments with him because of fear of spreading this virus. And to me, that just, it makes me angry because his sister died 3 years ago from cancer, and now he has cancer, and it's really frustrating to see that she can't even go in with him because of this. And I understand why. Like, I'm not mad at the doctors, I'm not mad at that situation. what makes me mad is that the people who are being so flippant about this and not caring and still not following social distancing laws, still not following stay-at-home laws, who are going out and having parties and get-togethers and just not caring and thinking, well, it's not going to affect me. Even if I get sick, it won't be that big a deal, so who cares? But the thing is, there are so many people out there who are in, like, literally dire circumstances that are unable to get care they need. Like, it took him way longer than it should to have been able to see a doctor to get diagnosed with this. It's just the strain it's putting on the medical professionals and everything. It's really frustrating when people are just kind of not obeying the law and not taking precautions. Like, it's frustrating, and it hurts me to see others going through this. And, you know, I am someone, like, when I go out, I've only gone out once a week for the past 3 weeks or however long, 4 weeks maybe now, that we've been on quarantine here in Oregon, or in Portland. I go out once a week, get all my grocery shopping done, and then come home, and that's it, because I don't want to be out any more than I need to be for my own safety and for other people's safety. I haven't visited my grandparents for their safety and my safety. You know, it's very, very hard. I don't really know much more to say than just, please just pay attention. Please just stay home if you don't have to go out. Like, I know it sucks not to be able to have a birthday party, and I know it sucks not to be able to go over to your friend's house or go out and do things that you normally would do, but everyone else is dealing with that too. Like, I'm really frustrated with people that feel like they're above this, and you think, well, it doesn't apply to me because I'm healthy, I'm not going to get sick. But because you're still out and doing things, it causes the spread to go more, and it causes situations like we have where you have to quarantine for longer, and where my aunt can't go in with her husband for his cancer treatments because people are being stupid. I'm really kind of heated about this, if you can't tell. But again, like, it's weird because for me personally, my life really hasn't changed much. I'm staying in as much as possible, doing as much online shopping as I can as far as my groceries and stuff, but there's only so much I can buy online because I am on food stamps, and a lot of places don't take food stamps online, and it's frustrating, so I have to go into the store. But anyways, my personal life has not really been that affected, and to be honest, I'm not very frightened by this because I know that I'm doing everything that I can, and my family is doing things that they can to protect ourselves. But I am angered by the situation that people are putting us into, I guess, and who are, like, buying masks and gloves and toilet paper. Why? And then people like Hope can't get them, and she, like, I don't need them. I have a fog mask. I'll put a little picture here. I'm very blessed to have gotten this before this whole thing, like, came out. So I've had this for a while, so I can wear this. I found gloves at, like, the cleaning section of Rite Aid, so I have those. But people like Hope, who need mask and glove to change dressings and take care of their daily treatments every single day, aren't able to get this stuff because people are hoarding them, and it's so frustrating. I wasn't gonna come on here and, like, rant, but, like, I guess it's what this is gonna be. I just wish people would really pay more attention and be more mindful that, like, yeah, maybe you're not affected. Maybe no one you know is affected. Maybe life is still normal for you for the most part, but please just stay home if you don't have to go out. It's the difference between having to go out and wanting to go out. Please make that distinction. Please stay home unless it's a necessity, not a want, okay? Because, like I said, you have people like my aunt who can't even go in with her husband for his cancer treatments because of the fear of this virus. And the longer people are out on the street, the longer people are crowding grocery stores and just going to birthday parties and hanging out with their friends and all these other things, the longer this is going to go on, the longer the quarantine is going to be, the harder it's going to be for us to heal from this as a nation. and the more really frustrating situations like my aunt and uncles are going to happen. So I just would really ask you, before you leave your house, before you have people come over to your house, before you make a decision to do something like that, please really step back and think about those people who don't have a choice, you know, who, I don't know, just please be mindful of other people. And remember that you're not the only person in this world. And we need to start taking care of each other. And we need to realize that sometimes life sucks. And yeah, it sucks to miss birthday parties. It sucks to miss graduation. Like, I feel so bad for seniors this year. But I'd rather miss a graduation than have a loved one die. Or become ill myself and die myself, you know. So please just keep that in mind. And I really hope that you all are doing well and doing your best to stay healthy and stay home and do all the things. And hope, I love you very much. And I can't wait till this is over if we can finally get together again. And I hope this video is okay. Thank you guys for hearing me out, my little ranty video that I had here, even though I wasn't planning on being ranty, but it is what it is. And I subscribe to Hope if you haven't already, because she's amazing and you need to support her like right now. So thanks guys, see you next time.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been since 2007 that I met you from the missions trip. Oh my goodness, that's so long ago. I feel so old. I was one of their youth leaders and she was the senior in high school. Wow, crazy. But I love you too, and thank you so much for being willing to do this for me. I can remember Teresa and I have always battled with similar health issues. We've always been kind of two peas in a pod. So again, thank you, Teresa, and I love you. All right, and lastly, but definitely not least, we have Hannah.
Hi y'all, I am Hannah, and the coronavirus affects somebody like me. I do not have an immune system and I have 1,000,001 health problems. But this is actually my normal day-to-day life. This worry and this fear you guys are feeling through this pandemic is my normal life. The flu, the common cold can kill somebody like me. So on a normal life, a normal day-to-day life, I have to be very cautious. So coming out of this, when everything does start going back to normal, I hope one thing that people can take away from this is just being more sympathetic, empathetic, and think of others. Because sadly, a lot of people with chronic illness, this is just our normal life.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for sharing. Hannah is someone I just recently met through our chronic illness community, but I am so thankful and blessed to have met her. Thank you again for sharing. Go ahead and wrap it up with my bad audio. Again, I'm sorry for my horrible audio. This was pre-recorded before I got this current mic that I am using.
Okay, being immunocompromised has changed my life drastically. It goes hand in hand with me being chronically ill. I have been diagnosed with lupus, POTS, gastroparesis, and Hashimoto's. Being immunocompromised has made it so that I am no longer able to hold a career. I make the best of it, and I'm trying to use social media as a new career as well as spreading inspiration at the same time if I can. I am a medical professional. I was a medical professional, I should say. What is I can't because of my illness. As a trained medical professional, feel like I should be along the front lines with them right now. I can't, and that's really bothering me because I can't go help right now, and I feel like that's my duty to be helping. How I'm handling this pandemic, it's been scary. The quarantine part goes, honestly, it hasn't affected my quality of life per se. When I do go out of the house, there's that risk for catching this deadly virus. It's scary. I'm homebound most of the time anyways. Most of my life is in bed. I have a cloth mask. It can only help me so much. I am currently hooked up. Right now I have an IV going. You can see I got my IV bag and my feeding bag going. There's a port and it goes directly into it goes to my heart. This is so that I can do IV fluids at home. Feeding tube that goes directly into my small intestine. I won't show you that. It goes directly into my small intestine to skip my stomach, but it doesn't work. It's paralyzed. So it goes to my stomach to give me the nutrients
that I need.
Having these access points makes me even more at risk because having these kinds of openings puts you at a high risk for infection anyways, along with me already having autoimmune disorders, and then along with being immunosuppressed from
medications that I take. So here, if you can imagine, the audio is actually worse, but I'm actually just stating that I'm taking all the precautions that I can as I am doing my IV Zofran and my IV fluid. I wear my gloves and I wear a mask just to prevent any extra bacteria or anything else getting on it, just to be that extra careful to prevent any kind of infection, because it's a direct open line straight to my heart.
One of the immunosuppressant medications I take is methotrexate, which is a
Cancer drug. It's a chemotherapy. I take
once a week that suppresses my immune system quite a bit and makes me very prone to infections. I also take hydrochloroquine, which is a big
topic right now
with the COVID-19.
So in editing, I just realized that I said the word. Please don't delete me, YouTube. Please. Thank you.
It can also lower your immune system a little bit, affects friendships. If a friend is sick, usually it's not a big deal. If a friend has a cold, you still go out and you hang out with them, you just don't drink out of their drink or whatever. But me, I have to stay at home and say, I'm sorry, I can't go. What might be virus or a little bit of a cold to you can be a huge deal for someone like us. We can get really sick. A little tiny cold usually develops into like a full-blown pneumonia for me. People need to stay home if they can. People need to take this seriously.
People need to stop hoarding
supplies. While this is inconvenient for a lot of people, this is also life and death for a lot of other people like me. Have not been able to get an N95 or N99 mask. People that do not need them, buy them. Putting even the gloves that I need to use to deal with my IV stuff that I have to do. I was septic in the hospital recently from an infection. So I'm in fear a lot of infections, and I'm prone to infections. The virus has impacted so many people in my community. It's insane.
The last thing I just wanted to add was basically virus can spread like wildfire. And that's pretty much how we got into this mess in the first place. That's why it's caused a pandemic. And so people that are breaking this stay-at-home order is like super frustrating to a lot of us that are at risk of getting it, and it just prolongs the pandemic from ending. This virus, a lot of times you are carrying it and don't even know that you're carrying the virus. A lot of people are carriers and they're spreading it around and don't even know that. And then the incubation period can be up to like 2 weeks long. So it takes a long time for symptoms to even come to the surface. But during those 2 weeks, spreading it. That's why it's so important to stay home and to listen to the authorities and to just stay home so it doesn't keep spreading like this. It spreads like crazy because you can pass it on and not even know it. You can have it and not even know it. So please just stay home. So thank you again for watching and listening. I hope that you guys are all staying safe. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Everyone that spoke today, I will leave all of their YouTube information, their links, and their Instagram links down below. And I advise you guys go and give them a follow and follow their journey as well. They are awesome and I love watching their journeys. So I highly advise that. You will not regret it. They are all amazing. So again, all of their information will be down in the description box. And don't forget to give this video a like. Turn on those post notifications so that you're notified for further videos. And don't forget to subscribe. A like and a subscribe would really definitely help me out. Thank you so much again, and I will see you in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.
Perfect, imperfectly perfect. You're perfect, and you know you're worth it. No one can take your place. No, you don't have to change. You're perfect, imperfectly perfect.